Hello everyone and welcome back to the Sim Twins channel. I'm Brooke and today we are doing a speed build video, and before we get into the video, make sure that you hit that notification bell and subscribe to our channel so that you know all of the new content that we will be coming out with every week. We are doing 2 videos per week now because doing one video every day of the week, Monday through Friday, was a little hard on our schedule, so we're just scaling back to doing 2 videos per week. But as always, you can follow us on social media, and we're very active on our Twitter channel. And so yeah, this house, as you can tell by the title, is a St. Patrick's Day inspired build. I know this is a couple of days after St. Patrick's Day, but I am doing this with the Simmer group chat in mind. The weekly challenge was to build an eco-friendly home or to build a house completely in the green color scheme. And so I decided to make this house completely green, which is really hard because the different color swatches in The Sims, especially when it comes to this green color, they don't match up. And it was really kind of hard to figure out how I wanted all of these colors to match together. And the house is very funky when it comes to the color scheme that I went with because of the green, but I think it turned out really well and it's super cute. It is a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, perfect for a family, and I made the other room a toddler bedroom, so it is ready for your Sims and a toddler. But anyway, so I was doing roofing. I've been trying to work on my roofing, of course, making my roofing better as always, and I just was using these different little roof particles together, and I didn't want them to not stick together very well, so I had to extend out different eaves and that kind of thing so that you get the illusion that they're all built together. And as you can see, I am making the roof a green color, but I thought it was very subtly green. I tried to use the green filter so that I only got green things. But I mean, there were some things that I had to turn off the green filter, like for electronics or appliances. Well, not appliances, but electronics and to find the smoke detector and that kind of stuff, because those only come in one color swatch, and obviously it's not green. And also to make sure that I had toilet paper in the bathrooms, I had to turn that off as well. And so I played around with the different windows. There was a lot of green windows that came with Discover University, and so I used these Discover University windows throughout the build. They're fairly simple. This is a very I guess you could say it's like a little cottage house. It's definitely more traditional, and I really like the way that it actually turned out. I did a little bit of landscaping that I was unable to show you in this video because my camera cut off before it finished recording. I had some issues with recording, but if you download it on the gallery, you can see that there is some landscaping out in the front of the house. But anyway, so finding a door was also really hard because all of these colors, like I said, the green colors don't match each other. And so trying to find a green door that matched these windows, at least complemented these windows, was really hard. But I think that I did a pretty good job of finding them. And I added in these stairs, but I end up going and making the foundation lower, so you don't actually need that step anyway, so I go in and delete that step later. And then when I wanted to do the outside, I didn't want to make the outside of the house super green, so I went and used this green siding slash brick kind of kind of feel to the outside of the house because I didn't want it to be overly green, but those siding is very green, and I use the green filter. So I think that if you use the green filter and it comes up there, then it's fair game. And the roof trim is very green as well. I tried to get the roof trim that is kind of inside of it so it doesn't stick out. I hate the roof trim that sticks out. I just think it looks really ugly. And then of course I added some spandrels to the front deck just to make it look really cute and polished. But the only green flooring was this green flooring that I don't remember what pack it came with, but I liked the green. I liked it. And it was again, a lot of these green colors are very subtle in their greenness. I didn't want to overwhelm the build with a lot of green, a lot of strong neon greens. Although you will see later in the build that I did do some green coloring throughout. I did some pretty wallpaper in the toddler room and that kind of stuff, just so that it looks really nice and it also is not an eyesore. But so as you can see, the layout is very simple. It's just 3 rooms. You have the master bedroom on the left side and you have the toddler bedroom on the right side, and each bedroom has their own bathroom. So there's not really a bathroom for guests. They would have to go through one of the bedrooms to get to a bathroom to use when they come over and visit. But I thought that was fine. And so figuring out lighting was really hard because there are so many pendant lights that are green, but they're all super ugly. So I kind of cheated and used these green spacer lamp lights that you can't really see because they're basically just like flush to the ceiling anyway. But I just went with a nice green in the main area, a nice pale green with the crown molding. Again, like I said, I didn't want the walls to be 100% green. So I went with things that had like crown molding or baseboards. So it just like you didn't have all of that super greenness. And I was originally going to be using these island living doors because I was basing this off of a house that I am currently in the process of buying, and they had barn doors, and they have barn doors in the house, and I thought that kind of, the track kind of gave you that feel, but it just didn't work. So I went with these cats and dogs doors, which were considered barn doors, and I really like them, and the green is nice minty green, and I think it complements the walls very well, and so I used those doors throughout the inside of the house. It's like I said, it's a super easy build. It wasn't very big. I tried to make it nice and small. It is kind of expensive. It's definitely not a budget build. I think it was like $43,000 at the end. But of course, I'm not playing with like any money kind of restrictions on this house. The only restriction was that everything had to be green, although I did also kind of fudge on that just a little bit. Like I said, I really have to make sure that all of my places have toilet paper in them, and toilet paper in The Sims 4 does not come in green. So I had to turn off the green filter just so I could get the toilet paper in there, of course. And I actually decided when I was going through this house and working on this house that I made it a little bit too big. Even though it still feels extremely small, as you can see, it's not a very big build at all. I did realize later when I am starting to work on the kitchen that I made it too big. So in a second, you'll see that I actually pull in the size of the house a little bit on the right side, so it's not so big. And also so it feels like the front porch is a little more balanced. But yeah, as you can see here, I'm just like making sure that all these windows happen because the walls were at medium height and I thought they were too tall. So I made them smaller, and then of course I had to change where the windows were so they weren't so high up on the wall and looked really weird. But I really liked the countertops that I used. They had the base game countertops in green, but the base game countertops are so ugly. But luckily, the Parenthood pack also has these nice cabinets that are green. So that's what I used in the kitchen. I actually really like how the kitchen turned out. I think it's very like mid-century modern, and for the dining room table, I actually used one of the tables that came with bowling stuff pack, and the bowling stuff pack has a very mid-century modern vibe to it as well, so I thought it worked out really well. And again, I just thought that making the house a little bit smaller actually helped to balance it out and make it look a little more balanced when it came to the size of the house. And obviously this house is meant for only 3 people anyway, so it's not like that you're going to have to worry there's not enough room. There isn't a backyard. The house goes all the way to the end of the lot because I built this on the 20 by 15 lot in Brightchester called Honeydew Fields. I just deleted Honeydew Fields, but I have remodeled Honeydew Fields over on our channel. You can check out that video in the description below. But anyway, I deleted that house in this save file, and I renamed this Leprechaun Lane because I just thought that was like a super cute name to give a greenhouse, Leprechaun Lane. And so I really liked the appliances that actually came in green. This was from Jungle Adventure, and I just thought that the Jungle Adventure appliances were super cute, and they are also very mid-century modern. So I really liked that I thought it really vibed together very well. And I actually liked the the countertops that came in this green color swatch. I liked the brown. I thought it looked actually really good. And the kitchen is just a galley style kitchen. So you have on this side, you have your stove and your sink, and you have a dishwasher and a microwave. And then on the other wall across from it is where you have the refrigerator. And I use this icebox refrigerator. I was originally looking and doing the Parenthood refrigerator, but I just really liked the icebox refrigerator that came with Jungle Adventure, and it also matched the stove. So I really liked that. I just thought it looked very cute and very antique without being too antique. And of course, I made sure to put in bins this time because, as you all know, as a lot of YouTubers do on their speedboats, they forget to put in bins. But I remembered the bins this time. And so now I'm just working on the living room space. The living room space is pretty small, so you do have a coffee table in here, but I put the television on the coffee table, so you don't really have that much room to put things on a coffee table. But I did add a love seat, and I added an extra seat on the side. I originally was going to go with an ottoman, but I usually put ottomans in there, and I actually really adored this wicker chair. I think it is a base game chair. Yeah, it's a base game chair, but I just really thought it was super cute, and I love the little cushion. So I just used that. So you have room for 3 Sims to hang out in this area, and I added a little plant, and I made sure that the plant itself, like the vase, was green, because of course plants are green, but I wanted to make sure that the vase was green. And then I add in this really nice green bookshelf so you can have the books there. It is really big, and that's the thing about a lot of the things in The Sims. I feel like a lot of items are oversized for what they would actually be in real life, and this bookcase is one of them. I wish that the bookcase was a little skinnier and less wide, but here you can see I'm adding in that table from the bowling stuff, and I added these cool kitchen stuffed chairs because they're like neon green. This is like the one green thing in the house that's not like a muted shade of green, but it's actually neon green. But I mean, I think it worked really well. And actually, it was fun because there's a fruit bowl that comes in a green color swatch, so I use that as well. And then out here on the porch, I just add a little reclining chair that came with Island Living and another plant, because the world never runs out of, the world could always use more plants. Your house could always use more plants. I love plants. I think that they just make spaces so nice. And I add a cute little wreath atop the door. But I really liked this plant. It came in a little terracotta looking pot. I really liked that a lot. I sized it down because I thought it was really big. And then I add the bread box here, and I'm just looking. I was looking to do more clutter items in the kitchen, but there are very few clutter items in kitchens that are green. So I just had to be like, okay, my kitchen will not be cluttered because there is no green clutter items. And of course, I put in a little umbrella rack for your sim so they can have an umbrella whenever it's raining. And then this bedroom that I work on next is the master bedroom. And I also worked on the master bathroom off camera, just because working on bathrooms, they're so repetitive. They have the same thing in them all the time. And of course, like, this bathroom is not the biggest bathroom, and so I don't have a tub in here, but I do have a shower. There is a tub in the other bathroom, which is really important since I made that other bedroom a toddler bedroom. So you do have a shower in order to give your toddlers a bath. And of course, there I go putting in that toilet paper. And so what I did, the master bedroom had this little nook area past the bathroom. So I just made this little nook area to be the little place where you can have your desk here. It's in front of this window. I love having desks in front of windows because, you know, whenever you're working on your laptop or computer or anything, it's just nice to have that natural light coming in when you're working instead of having to feel like you're in a deep, dark cave while you're working. It's kind of a downer. So I always like to make sure that if I put in a little study area, there are windows around the area so that you get that natural light in. And then the bed I use is from Cats and Dogs, and it is also pretty old, not old-timey looking, but it's very traditional with the 4 bed posts. And I just really liked this green color that was on the comforter. I just thought it was a very nice minty green. Again, I didn't want to overwhelm with so many neon green colors, and the colors, and green is a color that does match fairly well with other shades of green, unless it's like puke or neon green. I just think those are so hard to match. So I just wanted to make sure that in all these places, I made sure that the greens were nice and light, and so they weren't overwhelming. And I was trying to figure out lighting, but the lighting that is green in this game is horrible. They are so bad. The colors are so awful. So I just ended up not putting in any lighting around the bed. There's just lighting overhead. And then I'm moving into the toddler room. In the toddler room, you have everything that you need for your little toddler. You have the toddler bed, you have the toddler potty in the bathroom, and you have, I do not like giving my kids the iPads to learn, or tablets, whatever they are in the game. So I always like make sure that they have the little building blocks so they can learn using the building blocks rather than the tablets. And also, like, if you have the building blocks and that kind of stuff, then you can work with your children to teach them those skills rather than having them stare at a screen all day. And so yeah, I really liked the little race car bed that was green. It had that nice little orange comforter that matched really well. And then I also made sure that there is a little koala defense light because I don't want children to be having nightmares. And then I put in the cute little green ladybug little rug. And then I tried to fit in a dollhouse, but the dollhouses are super big. And even when I scaled them down, I thought they were too big. So instead I put in this cute little green dragon. So it reminds me of, like, from Disney, Pete's dragon. So you have little Pete here in the corner. And then you also have a bookcase in here and a little toy chest. And of course you have the little building blocks. And then you also have the bathroom with the sink, with the tub, so you can give your little toddler a bath. And I loved this multicolor rug, and I put in, of course, just like a regular toilet and vanity as well. So that is pretty much it. The house is available on the gallery. Our gallery ID is the Sim Twins 14. Please let me know in the comments below what you thought of this green build. I know that green is not everyone's favorite color, but I think it worked in this instance. So enjoy the screenshots, and I'll see you in another video. Bye.